So there is a bunch of stuff happening in the multi-tool world, and I haven't really taken the time recently to do like a monthly update like I did in the past. And so I want to cram all this info that I've been collecting into one video. And so make sure you stay to the end because there is all kinds of exciting information you really need to know about. Now, one of the first things I want to talk about is Nextool is bringing out just before Christmas, 2 brand new multi-tools. And I have them here at the house, but I cannot share them with you until about right before Christmas. But I will show a screenshot that is already on Amazon because Nextool has already shared this publicly. But if the tool is as good as it looks, and I have not done any testing yet, it will take out the Leatherman Micra. I don't know if it cuts better than the Leatherman Micra. I would expect that it does, but make sure to stay tuned for that full video where we will test them out head to head. I might even buy a new Leatherman Micra. That might be a good thing to do and just, combine, do a head to head comparison between them and probably some other tools like maybe Roxxon and so forth. All right. So there is a brand new scissor multi-tool, and then, there's actually 2 brand new scissor multi-tools. And we'll leave it at that. We'll move on. So make sure you stay tuned for what's happening at Nextool. Now, the next thing I want to talk about is the Leatherman Arc. And to me, this is super exciting because I ran across a post of a Chinese company, it looks like, that sells things on Etsy. And they said they are making standard and extended titanium scales for the Leatherman Arc. And they show it in 4 different sizes. So I'm a little confused. I don't even know what that means, but it almost seems like they will make a frame for the Leatherman Arc and then you can make an extra long. I don't know. I have no clue. Surely not, but the pictures look really interesting that you can see on the screen, and they are a real store. I have seen some of their other stuff on Etsy, and it looks pretty cool. So make sure to keep tuned to the channel as well for that, because I will try to get those in as soon as they're available. I would imagine they will be over $100, but I will still try to order probably the extra large one because that's what would interest me the most. Maybe, I don't know, maybe more of a Leatherman Surge size. I'm not sure why you would need that, but it sounds interesting to me. Now, the next thing I wanted to mention is that the Smith blade is coming. It's almost on its way. Now, Hacksmith Vlogs on YouTube, I have been keeping up with their videos where they keep you up to date on the progress of the Smith blade. And they mentioned that the most expensive edition, the Founders Edition, they plan to have all shipped by Christmas. And then it sounds like January, February, maybe some of the rest of us will perhaps get our Smith blade. So that sounds pretty neat. And also I've had some updates from the Zen Multitool about the Zen Multitool. And this tool, from what they are saying, is they're only waiting on the scissors and everything else is done. So if you do not have scissors, perhaps you will get yours first, but that sounds like that is almost ready to ship out as well. That is a modular multi-tool, so that's pretty cool. So one of the other things you guys need to know about is SmallRig, that makes photo and video equipment. They have commissioned, it seems like, a company that makes multi-tools similar to this to make a photographic or a video multi-tool for them. And so as you can see on the screen, it has a different bit setup. This is scheduled to arrive at my house tomorrow. And I plan to do a full video review of this Monday if everything works out. Now with Amazon, who knows, it might get here next month. But if everything works out, perhaps next Monday, I will have a full video review of that. Now this is the Gerber Prybrid, and this has been around for a little while. I think this specific color version may be a little bit new, but Gerber has had this around, and apparently there's a new version. And it's not Gerber, but Milwaukee has stolen I don't know. What do you guys think? Look at this picture on the screen. It looks like they looked at a Gerber pry brid in the mirror. So if you notice where this right here, this bottle opener is on what would be the bottom, where the blade goes down like this, the bottle opener goes up like this. On the Milwaukee, the blade comes out this way and this goes up like this. And then I notice a couple different areas where these slant down this way, and on the Milwaukee, they slant this way. So there's very subtle differences, a little bit of a different design. There's like a piece of plastic that goes right here instead of this notch, but then there's still a cutout on the Milwaukee. So yeah, it does seem like pretty much a ripoff of the Gerber pry brid, and they just changed a couple things, which that's unfortunate. But that's what we have. So this seems to be a newer product that has just come out on the tool site, Acme Tools. It is selling for $16.97, but it is listed as pre-order. So I assume that this has not been out for a long time. Now, ratcheting belts aren't necessarily brand new, but this version of the Pro Survival belt caught my attention for $109. You can have a multi-tool on your belt buckle that has a knife, a ferro rod. I think it might even have a flashlight on the end. And then, of course, it has the mandatory bottle opener, $109. And then it is a sort of, they call it a slide belt, but I think it's a ratcheting belt of sorts. Now, on the website right now, apparently it's so popular it's sold out. But at different times, I have seen this listed. So I think maybe it's even available on Amazon. I'll have to check into that. But pretty cool belt right here. I was tempted to get one, but for $100, I think I just prefer to get another multi-tool. But nevertheless, it is definitely a conversation piece. Now, this next tool is very different. This is actually one of the only folding two-handled tool for horse care that I have seen. This is the London tool. Contains a hoof pick, a touch-up rasp, a knife, and a bot egg knife, I guess it is. And this is all meant to be carried with a holster so you can attach to your belt or saddle. Now, I believe this was made in Canada, and so they listed it as from 70 to 140, I think, Canadian dollars. But this is, it doesn't look too bad. It looks very expensive for what it is. Essentially 4 tools, and the 3 tools on the handles are locking. So pretty pricey tool, but I did want to share that with you. I don't know if that's still available, but they have a website about it. And that's another one of those tools that sort of comes and goes because they're not very popular. Along with multi-tool belt buckles, many people try to do them, but hardly anyone is very successful at it. Now, this last product is from a company called ClickRaid, and I don't even know if this website is safe to buy from, but the concept looks really cool. This is a Beretta multi-tool keychain. So it's essentially like a model of a pistol made in a keychain size, and then the clip comes out and you have a knife, you have a flat screwdriver, bottle opener, and then you do have that SIM card ejector tool, as well as you can take apart, I believe, the gun itself and essentially tear it down just like you would a real one for cleaning. I thought that was really cool for $45. I don't know that many people will ever buy one, and it does seem a little sketchy. This website, they put out multiple videos about that. That's where I saw it on YouTube, but there doesn't seem to be that much information. Maybe eventually I'll pick one up, maybe not, but it definitely is pretty cool. Well, let me know what you think about this, and I'll be interested to read your comments.